Could Danica Patrick win a Sprint Cup race? I don't expect her to. Anybody's watched some of my vlogs on Danica, I've made fun of her. I've called, said that she's publicity stunt, said she wouldn't be in a top line Sprint Cup car except for GoDaddy's money, which I stand by my comments. But this is kind of a response to Richard Petty's comments, to the effect that she'll never win a race unless she's the only car on the track. Well, there's a couple ways. I respect Richard Petty. I was never a fan of his when he raced, but yeah, there's two or three ways. Number one, on a restrictor plate track, it has become such a free-for-all. For instance, in one of the nationwide races at Daytona, 2 years ago maybe, James Buescher was running, I think, 11th going into turn 3, and everybody wrecked. He wound up winning. Could that happen? Yes, possible. Another way would be fuel mileage. Staying out, just as she won her only IndyCar race strictly on fuel mileage. Yeah, maybe. But to do that, you have to stay on the lead lap, which on the non-restrictor plate tracks, she seems to have trouble doing. You look at the other Stewart-Haas cars are running on the lead lap, and she's 5 or 6 laps down. Frankly, and I watch the races on the computer on the track pass, she's a moving chicane sometimes. She's got that Hendrick power down the straightaway. There's another way, and this could happen. This would take a call by the crew chief. Let's say they're at a track like Phoenix, and yes, it does occasionally rain in Phoenix. This happened some years back. They had a caution for rain and they were past halfway, but every single car on the lead lap pitted. I believe Rusty Wallace was the first car off pit road. I was actually aggravated at Dale Earnhardt, Big E's crew chief. I was a Big E fan. I'm thinking, why didn't you stay out? They were toward the back of the lead lap. Stay out, take the chance. The race never restarted. One car on the lead lap stayed out, they would have won the race, such as Dave Marcus did in 1982 at Richmond. But again, she'd have to stay on the lead lap. Maybe if it's shortly past halfway at Phoenix, gets a lucky dog or two, or free pass, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but she could win. I don't expect her to outrace anybody. I know I'll get some dislikes for this. I don't care. But more than likely, now she does understand the wind as far as the draft with her experience in Indy cars. I understand that. But frankly, on the 1.5 miles, so the short tracks, although she did have a good run at Martinsville, I don't expect her to win. Now, let me say this about the All-Star race. She did save the car in the big wreck, and had the wreck missed and only needing 4 tires until her boyfriend, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., threw the car up in 3rd gear. First, the announcer speculated the throttle was stuck, but the in-car camera proved otherwise as he threw the car up in 3rd gear, gassed it, and run straight into Danica. And why you try to drive away in a non-points race, I'll never know, because he was obviously out of it. But that's just been my opinion. Again, you can and I know I don't know, I only got one dislike on the Danica hosting CMA Awards. Was a joke, but where have the Danica fans gone? I was disappointed in that. They usually get 2 or 3 when I make fun of Danica. I was disappointed. I didn't get more dislikes.